After nearly 2 months, Indian skies finally opened up for domestic flight operations. Resumption of flights came as a breather for many, but some were left in the lurch due to last-minute cancellations by the airlines. Let's take a look at day one of the domestic air travel revival.
After a gap of nearly 2 months, India's skies started buzzing again. 4:45 a.m. IGI Airport, Delhi. The very first flight took off from Delhi to Pune. Many airport staff as well as flyers were seen using PPE suits. Some were also clad in raincoats.
Proper sanitization they were doing, and through the journey also they were doing in the middle they were doing the sanitization and everything. Personally, I am happy to be back with all the safety measures.
Airports working on a war footing are not compromising on safety of passengers.
नहीं, यहाँ पर खास तौर पर मैं आपको नीचे लेकर जाना चाहूँगा जब आप देख रहे हैं कि किसी भी बैगेज को किस तरीके से एक्सरे बैगेज इंस्पेक्शन सिस्टम से गुजारा जा रहा है और उसके बाद आगे चल कर के पैसेंजर स्वयं अपना बैगेज उठा रहे हैं. दो पैसेंजर के बीच की दूरी को मेंटेन किया जा रहा है.
But all flyers weren't that lucky. At Delhi airport alone, over 80 flights were cancelled, leaving flyers in a lurch.
मैं एयरपोर्ट पे आया था तो जैसे मैं एंटर करने लगा तो उन्होंने कहा कि आपकी फ्लाइट कैंसिल है, आप हेल्प डेस्क पे जाके पता कीजिए. मैं हेल्प डेस्क पे गया तो उन्होंने सिर्फ इतना बताया कि ऑपरेशनल रीजन के कारण आपकी फ्लाइट कैंसिल हो चुकी है.
Only at the counter when I was trying to go inside, when I was trying to check in, they told me you cannot. And see, to be honest with you, you don't know. Maybe one guy is aware of it. Maybe there is a sudden change, you don't know. There is no intimation.
Similar disappointment was in store at Bengaluru and Chennai airports.
Yesterday also till we were taking booking and all, they did everything. Everything was going smoothly. Just now I reached there, they said me the flight have been cancelled and we don't know anything regarding this.
Mumbai, India's worst hit city, witnessed its own set of problems.
Now here you can see there are several passengers sitting over here. They came over here since yesterday evening, but when they checked their flight status online or through the customer service, they were told that their flight is on time. But when they came to this particular counter over here, they were informed their flight is cancelled.
Despite hitting air pockets, the starting of flights comes as a welcome breather for India. The next goal is to fix the glitches like abrupt cancellations that left many passengers disgruntled. Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, interestingly, the Karnataka government released a predated order which now exempts ministers on duty from mandatory quarantine requirements. Remember, quarantine for passengers has become a major issue. Maharashtra has said now there will be a 14-day quarantine if you land in Mumbai, but in Karnataka there was to be a 7-day rule. But the new order came hours after Union Minister Sadanand Gowda was accused of flouting the quarantine norms after landing at Bengaluru's Kempegowda airport in a flight from Delhi. Instead of keeping the protocol of a mandatory 7-day institutional quarantine, the Union Minister drove straight to his home. In another instance of VVIP culture, doctors visited his residence to test his swab sample, even as common citizens have to wait in queues in government. Mr. Gowda has luckily tested negative. Okay, let me first look at first day, first show. Ajay Singh, Chairman and MD of SpiceJet, is joining me. Videy Kumar Jaipuriar is CEO of Delhi International Airport. I appreciate both of you joining us on the show. Ajay Singh, let me come to you first, because one of the concerns in the last 24 hours was the number of flights that got cancelled at the last moment. Number of them in Mumbai, more than 80, in Bangalore about 25, a few in Delhi as well. So passengers were left in the lurch, not informed till the very end. Is that teething troubles, or is this a problem you will have to deal with because several state governments are not ready to have a complete resumption of flights?
I think teething troubles, Rajdeep. In the case of Mumbai, what happened was that late last evening, Bombay decided that they were going to only accept 25 flights. Now, the rule really was that we were going to get about 1/3 of the flights going into each of the airports. That's what we had all planned for. That's what we had all done our bookings for. But when Bombay decided that they only wanted 25 flights, all put together from all the airlines, that meant that there were cancellations. Now, we got to know this late at night, last night. And of course, all the airlines tried to inform the passengers, but unfortunately, a few of them, of course, came to the airport and found that the flights were cancelled. These are just teething troubles. But
what happens to the tickets of those passengers, Mr. Singh? What happens to the tickets? Do they get reimbursed? When the flights are rescheduled, will they get preference?
Yes, certainly we will try and give them preference, Rajdeep. But let me just say this: that it was with all the planning that went into restarting operations. I think that the operations were relatively smooth. I actually did not expect them to be as glitch-free as they were. Not to say that there were not glitches. There certainly were glitches. But let me tell you, from SpiceJet's part, we had 83 flights that flew today. Each one of them was before time. And in all, about 400 flights, were flown through the country today. I think largely there were some problems in terms of the web check-in process, in terms of people putting in tags on their bags where the writing couldn't be read, but those were relatively minor and will get resolved over the next 3 or 4 days.
So you're saying things will get better as the entire sector gets used to resumption. Videy Kumar Jaipuriyar, even at Delhi airport, which was among the better organized today, there were concerns being expressed that the security staff were not sure whether Arogya was mandatory. There were not enough self-declaration forms. Are these all teething troubles? Are we very clear? Is Arogya Setu app mandatory to travel or not?
Yes, we are very clear that Arogya Setu app is not mandatory.
Not mandatory.
But in case the person doesn't have Arogya Setu app, he is supposed to come in with a self-declaration form, which is also sent to the different passengers by airlines. So there was some confusion because it was being the first day. I'm sure that going forward, that confusion will not exist.
What was the biggest difficulty and the biggest challenge that you had to get the airport ready for today's resumption?
The biggest challenge was basically putting in all the new measures, which basically the new SOP required. But good thing is that this SOP was actually made after consultation with all the stakeholders. So we were involved in actually evolving this SOP, and hence we had advanced knowledge that what needs to be done. So we had actually put in all the SOPs. However, considering that there were possibly 2 or 3 additional steps for the person to go inside the terminal, that was something as a flow. It will take time for passengers to get used to, while we have our people who are basically assisting the passengers that how do you actually go through this flow. So typically their temperature needs to be taken, their Arogya Setu or self-declaration form needs to be checked, the baggage needs to be sanitized before they reach the gate where the CISF personnel actually checks his boarding pass as well as his ID card, which was the earlier process.
Right.
So that is something which will take time for the passengers to get used to.
So you're saying these are all new protocols which passengers need to get used to. Ajay Singh, which brings me to the question. Today the passengers, many of them who took the flights were those who are desperate to get home. That was the main reason in a way that they took the flights. Are you worried with these new rules? Maharashtra is now saying 14-day quarantine if you come to Mumbai. Bangalore has a 7-day quarantine, of course, waived for Sadanand Gowda. But the question is that a concern that because of these stiff quarantine rules, not many people will be inclined to fly?
Oh, of course, it's a concern, Rajdeep. But to your point on Maharashtra, they have just clarified that if you are going to Mumbai on a business trip, what they call a less than 7-day trip, they have clarified that you will not need to be quarantined. So I think that's a good clarification from Mumbai, which will enable business travelers to go between Delhi and Mumbai, which of course, as you know, is the busiest route. These things will take time to sort out, Rajdeep. I think largely what states are requiring is home quarantine. I think the only 2 states or 3 states where there was an issue, Bangalore, of course, is one of them, 7-day institutional quarantine. And in Srinagar, they are taking a test of the person, the traveler, and keeping him in a hotel for a day while the results come. But largely, let me tell you that it went quite smoothly. And I think as states get comfortable with this, there was a lot of panic yesterday. There were a lot of SOPs which were suddenly, brought into by the states late last evening. Even till 12 o'clock last night, we were still getting SOPs from states. I think all this will settle down, and we will see states getting more comfortable with the idea of travel. It's incredibly important, of course, for their tourism and for their economies that there should be air travel into their states. And if we can demonstrate for all of us, the airlines and the airports, then we can do it safely. I'm confident that things will improve and flights will increase over time.
Mr. Jaipuriar, one final question. How soon can you scale up? Today we had Mumbai Airport, for example, has just taken 25 flights. That's an exception at the moment because of the rules of the state government. But how soon do you believe the scaling up can take place from the 30% flights that you are at the moment accommodating in the airport?
We are ready to take higher number of flights. However, it was a good idea to actually scale up in a graded manner. So from 33%, we will be able to handle almost the full summer schedule that we had given. We will have to keep on opening new terminals because as you might be aware that we are currently opening up only Terminal 3. So as the passenger load goes up, we will be opening other terminals also, and we will use whatever learnings we had from Terminal 3 into all those terminals.
So you're saying, are you telling me that in the next month we could open up the entire sector?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it depends on government. Government will take a graded approach, but as and when there is a demand for higher capacity, we are ready. We are ready with all the safety protocols, and we will be able to scale up quickly from airport standpoint.
That's a good thought to leave on, the possibility of scaling up quickly. Ajay Singh, you're calling it teething troubles. Let's wait and see how the next couple of days go and hope that passengers are inconvenienced at the least while the airport sector is able to expand. Thank you both very much, Ajay Singh and Mr. Jaipuriar, for joining me here at the top of the news at 9.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.